Welcome to another session today where we continue to look at some key functions in Excel. So our function of interest today is an NPER function, which is used to calculate the required time to achieve a certain investment goal. So this function has got 5 arguments. 3 are required, then 2 are option. So the first argument is the interest rate per period. So per given period, it could be monthly, quarterly, yearly, and that's the rate that we should enter there, and this should be entered in percentages. The second argument that is key to this function is the PMT function. Now, PMT number. So this is refers to the payment made at each period. So this cannot be changed, should be fixed. So it could be a 5,000, a 10,000, a 1,000 throughout the period of investment horizon. Okay, then we go to the third argument. The third argument is the present value. Now this present value is basically the value of the future payments in today. So how much is the sum of all future cash flow or the investment goal are they worth today? That's the PV. So these are the 3 required arguments in this function. Then the last 2 are optional function. So the future value. So future value, we are saying what is the value we would want to have at the end of this investment project when the last payment has been made. What would be the value in future? Okay, and this, if this is omitted, we are saying it's 0. So the function will assume a 0. Then last 3 is a type. So the type basically refers to as to when our payments are done. Are they done at the beginning of the period or at the end of the period? So a 1 indicates at the beginning of the period, then a 0 denotes at the end of the period, which is the default. So if you don't put anything, it will assume at the end of the period, which is the standard. Okay, so basically these are the argument of this function. So this function is very key to finding the period needed to achieve a certain investment goal. So to demonstrate how this function works, let us add to. We are now in Excel where I want to demonstrate how to use the NPER function using an example. So example is Shireshe wants to make an investment whose future value is worth 150,000 kwacha today to purchase a property, and wants to have 50,000 kwacha balance for his upkeep once the last payment has been made. How much time does he need to reach his investment goal, assuming that the annual interest rate is 11.5% and he intends to make monthly savings of 5,500 kwacha during this period. Okay, so let's collect the information from the question. So what we know is the annual interest rate. The annual interest rate is 11.5%. Okay, now since the monthly payment, the savings will be made monthly, so our period is in months. So we need to find the rates, the interest rate, the monthly interest rate. So we divide by 12 to get 0.96, which is the monthly interest rate. So now it's going to be making equal payments over the period of the investment horizon, which is 5,500. Okay, then what's the present value of the amount that you want to save today. How much is it worth? So it's 150,000 kwacha. Okay, what's the future value of the amount that you want to have after the last payment has been made? You see, a 50,000 kwacha. So what's the type of payment? Do we need the payment to be made at the beginning or at the end of the period? So it's at the beginning. Okay, so once we do that, we need to find now the period, the time it needs. So we just type equals, then NPER function. Then what's the rate? It's a monthly rate because our contribution is monthly. What's the annuity we're paying? The equal amounts is C over the period of the is C 5,500. Then what's the present value of the investment that you want to save? Or investment goal is 150,000 kwacha. What's the future value of the amount that we want to have or remain with after we take out our investment goal, which is 150,000 for our upkeep? You see the 50,000 kwacha. What's the type of payment? So the type here is 1. We want it to be at the end of the period, not at the beginning. If you leave it, the default. Okay. So we are talking about 40 months, 40.1 months. Then to convert this to the years, we divide by 12 because in a year there are 12 months. So we're getting 3 years, 3.34 years. So now to find the exactly in months and years, so we know that we have 3 years already there. So it's basically a 3 they are completely years. 3 they are completely years. Okay. So 3 are basically complete years. So put it a number. Okay. Then the remaining is the months. So it will be this years minus the 3 years complete years. Then we multiply it by 12 months. What we get is basically 3 years, 4 months. So 3 complete years, 4 months. So you need about 3 years and 4 months to achieve his investment goal. So basically this is how you use the NPER function in the spreadsheet. So for more interesting videos like this, please subscribe to our channel. A simple like makes a big difference for us. Thank you.